Sam and Amber, it's been nearly a month since that fiery crash that killed 5 members of a Michigan family. And we now know the man who caused that crash, police say, had been drinking here at Horseshoe Saloon near I-75. Now, I did the math, and there's enough water coming out of the top of Wolf Creek Dam right now to fill 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools in under 3 seconds. And all that water has to go somewhere. Angela, this really could have been so much worse. We're told 2 people were on board that plane. They were checked out at the scene, but officials here are telling us that they weren't complaining of any injuries and they didn't have to go in an ambulance to any hospital. At their current location on South Broadway, DV8 only has about 200 feet of baking space to work with. That's why last week they started baking here at the commercial kitchen incubator here at the Pasta Garage on Delaware Avenue, expanding their operation to something like 1,500 square feet. Firefighters were called out right around 7:30. We're told one person was home when this fire broke out here on Breathitt Avenue, but they did make it out safely. Lexington police believe the same man robbed this Circle K in the corner of West Main Street and Forbes Road before crossing the street and entering this speedway demanding money. People who have been to this marina before will recognize the old Kentucky 80 bridge, and you can see just how high the water is on those pillars there behind me.
Matt, how did this happen?
Angela, well, that's the big question right now, and the fact is we just don't know. Investigators are going to try to piece together what happened here in the coming days. Well, Amber and Sam, things are looking pretty good out here in Hamburg and Lexington. No sign of the white stuff just yet. But, of course, this wintry blast could make travel difficult in the coming days. For each $10 entry fee tonight, half of that is going directly to Deputy Morales, with the Tipsy Cow offering up another $5 on top of that. Madison County Sheriff's deputies say this was a clear lapse in judgment on the part of the uncle and his brother, the father, using an electronic dog collar to shock a 4-year-old boy. You can hear just how powerful that wind is, and those intense gusts made fighting this fire that much more difficult. Hi, Angela. Well, I don't know how well you can see the long line of fans across the street here, this line of blue that has been out here for several hours already today. I couldn't guess just how many folks out here trying to get in to be the first ones in through that door. The people who came out to protest tonight knew they weren't likely to change many minds about the president, but they also knew that they had to try.
As a teacher, I want to be a good role model to my students, and I also believe the government should be a good role model to all people in the country.
High school teacher Damian Hammonds gives the president's character a failing grade and takes particular issue with Trump's stance on immigration.
I think there are great people from Ethiopia. There's doctors from Ethiopia and chemists from Peru, and we should allow all great people to come here.
Protesters refused to be silent, making their voices heard as they marched along the eastern bypass.
I think that this president is not offering anything for the future other than lies and distrust.
Many were there to get out the vote for Amy McGrath, the Democrat running to unseat Andy Barr in the 6th Congressional District. Others were concerned about the rights of women and minorities.
I'm here to protest for a more safe and just Kentucky for people of the LGBT community.
Juanita Perkins came all the way from Kansas City, Missouri, deeply concerned about the confirmation of Associate Justice Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court, and also by the separation of undocumented children at the U.S. border.
Having children in cages, 2-year-olds standing in court with no parent beside them. I am very sick about this. I just didn't think I'd ever live to see anything like this.
Now, those voices were joined by several EKU professors who wrote in a letter this week that Trump's campaign attacked the values of inquiry, learning, and free speech that lie at the heart of higher education. Reporting in Richmond, Matthew Rand, WKYT.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving.
An army of volunteers welcomed one and all Wednesday.
Might need some more mashed potatoes in a bit.
Serving up a Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat.
We have a piece of turkey, and then we put stuffing, mashed potatoes, green beans, and gravy.
I'm going to go ahead and switch your beans out.
If these volunteers are an army, Becky Connell is their general. She's been cooking with Lexington Rescue Mission since 2002.
It's going great. I've had fantastic volunteers. Had a totally new crew this afternoon that had never helped, and they were fabulous.
It's a big job feeding more than 400 people.
Oh, you're putting it on the turkey.
I just did. It's a little chaotic, but it has to be. That's okay. Controlled chaos, let's put it that way.
For 18 years, the mission has prepared this holiday meal for the community, including some who might not otherwise have one, like Matthew Cox.
It beats not having a meal and being at just your one-bedroom apartment by yourself. And I'm not the best cook in the world.
Folks here get more than just a hot meal. They also get the chance to get plugged into the mission's different services.
We can provide help with housing and employment, clothing, and food on a daily basis. And so we really want to be able to extend that extra help to people that might need a hand up.
Servers went table to table, taking orders.
We've got pumpkin pie or we've got a cupcake. Pumpkin pie.
Offering flavors of the season that hopefully left people here with a taste of home.
Especially when you have no family to go spend with. This place is my family.
Reporting in Lexington, Matthew Rand, WKYT. 20 years ago, a car accident changed Rob Pettigo's life forever.
I was immediately paralyzed, T2 paraplegic, basically chest down.
Pettigo was also left with greatly reduced eyesight. He doesn't really see faces. Did you see me sitting here right now?
See your tie.
Okay.
And I can see the outline of your shirt and the outline of your head.
Despite his limitations, Pettigo lives a rich, full life. He traces his freedoms as a disabled person back to July 26, 1990, the day President George H.W. Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Let the shameful wall of exclusion finally come tumbling down. God bless you all.
The law bans discrimination based on disability and requires certain public physical accommodations for the disabled.
It's changed my life. It's changed the life that I'm able to have today with my wife and my little boy. We're able to do things and be places that we never thought we'd be able to be.
One of those places Pettigo never thought he'd be was the Capitol Rotunda, where on Tuesday he was part of a group of people in wheelchairs invited to pay their respects to President Bush. 5 of them were from Kentucky.
It was an opportunity of a lifetime.
That's Pettigo there in white with his wife Jessica and son RJ.
To be invited by the Bush family directly, it's beyond words, really. I mean, it's something that's once in a lifetime for sure.
His family even got to spend some time with Bush's beloved service dog, Sully. Pettigo says the president, who was wheelchair-bound himself late in life, continues to be an inspiration.
It's mind over matter a lot of times. The people in my situation, it's not always the physical things that go away that are the worst. It's when you lose your spirit and lose your kindness and your love, and that's something that I'll take from him that I'll try never to lose.
Reporting in Clark County, Matthew Rand, WKYT.
So smooth, so smooth. Oh, yeah.
It's bowling with a purpose.
We had about 25 people or so the first year.
That was 8 years ago. Today, the tournament, organized by the Madison County Bowling Association, has grown to 140 bowlers of all ages and skill levels.
Kids can do it, non-bowlers can do it. Anybody that wants to just come out and throw a ball can do it and score well, and it's fun.
Every frame raising money for Hospice Care Plus, which provides end-of-life care in 6 counties in central and eastern Kentucky. The tournament held in memory of longtime Madison County bowler Lametta Dawes.
Lametta was a good friend that I bowled with for many years before she got sick. And Hospice did such a wonderful job caring for her.
The tournament is a labor of love for Narita Rose, who was first introduced to hospice when her husband was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer 4.5 years ago.
The nurses and the staffing that they have there are so wonderful because they care.
The money raised by the tournament, bake sale, and silent auction will help hospice pay for things like medications not covered by Medicare and insurance, and also special bucket list items.
For instance, a couple weeks ago, we had a patient, her daughter wanted to get married before her mother passed away. We purchased the dress, the flowers, the cake, the suit, and the mother was actually able to be wheeled into the room, watch her daughter get married. She shortly passed away, I believe, the next day.
A simple game with an important goal, helping families and their loved ones make the most of the time they have left together. Reporting in Madison County, Matthew Rand, WKYT. Groups of volunteers, including these Fayette County educators, started out from the Catholic Action Center just after 5 o'clock, making their way toward downtown Lexington. For 24 hours, the streets are their home.
Right now, today, it's just survive. We have $4 out of pocket and 2 sandwiches, and that's surviving tonight.
The 24-hour homeless experience raises money and awareness for Give Kids a Home, an effort that provides emergency shelter for Fayette County Public Schools students and their families dealing with homelessness. Last school year, that included more than 850 Fayette County kids.
What I'm hoping for them to see is just a eye-opening, make them enlightened about what a marginalized community goes through day in and day out.
Participants will learn that life on the street isn't easy.
Say if they were just dropped in Lexington today, a lot of people, that's what happens to. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do? We at least have a folder with information for them. They do have certain things they are supposed to do, like appointments at comprehensive care, appointments at the food stamp office.
Teachers we talked to hope the experience would give them a better understanding of what some of their students go through.
Kind of being more open to the situations where you might come to a classroom and a student have their head down, they're tired, and they don't want to wake up, and getting mad at them for being asleep in class when they had a long night like this might be something you got to take in consideration or think about.
All while raising money so students and their families can get back into a home to call their own.
We're a compassionate community. Come on, Lexington, we need your help. We all are in this together, and we all know that our children, it's all about kids, and we care about these kids.
Reporting in Lexington, Matthew Rand, WKYT.